Sit. Down. Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope everybody's doing well today. I got I don't know. I want to get I normally do a lot of things regarding, my content is usually relates to things that are biblical, but I'm curious. What I want to talk about today is not so much about that, but it's about this thing that's going on with TikTok and the government attempting to ban it. And really what I want to know is what many of you think about the prospect of TikTok being banned. I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, you come on here, if you think about it, you come on TikTok and you got a variety of subject matter that you can consume. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. I know that I'm a Christian and my content is Christian, but I am glad that I'm able to express my views. And I can't be glad about being able to express my views if others not be allowed to express theirs. You know, and I think that TikTok has this sort of neutral position of hosting all of these worthy for anything that people want to talk about. And this idea that the government wants to shut it down under the false pretense of saying that they're worried about national security. I mean, as if our national security wasn't already threatened by the very government that oversees this country and these states. So I want to get just your perspective on this whole TikTok ban. What do you think about the TikTok ban? If it were to take place. Now, I know that I have no interest in getting on Meta or Facebook or any of these other platforms that I'm sure are behind to some degree this whole effort to take down TikTok. I find it amazing that this is the one thing that our broken government has decided to agree upon. I did a post about it. But think about this. All the things that our dysfunctional government disagrees on, the one thing they agree on is that we should ban TikTok. The one thing that they have agreed on in the last 10 years or whatever it's been is that TikTok should be taken down. It's an absurd notion. It's ridiculous. This government can't agree on anything. Biden, the Biden's, his government and Republicans, they're all idiots. They are all exploiting us. And I mean all of us, Americans, not just blacks and whites or Jews or whatever, not just Christians or Catholics or whatever religion. This is an issue that affects us all, and we should all be outraged over this. We really should. We really should. All of this control that the government usurp our attention. And they don't like it when there's another pretty girl in the room that everybody wants to get to know. That's TikTok. Does she have flaws? Yes. But is she attractive? Very. And so the very people that are always touting and pushing the capitalistic agenda, which feeds off of competition, suddenly they don't like it when it doesn't work for them. When they're not the ones profiting, suddenly they don't like it. So they want TikTok to take their toys and go home because everybody wants to play with their toys and nobody wants to play with these guys. So I don't understand. I would hope that more of us are outraged over this whole TikTok thing. Because this is something that I would agree with my most ardent opposition on TikTok. I would be in support of those who most oppose me about this issue. You know, there are many of you, you've heard some of my content, and there are a lot of you that can't stand it. You don't want to hear nothing about Christianity. I understand that. And I may not want to hear about your stuff. But this is something that we should all agree on. Because I do believe that you should have every right to speak your mind. Every right. As well as I. And I think that we should be able to be selectively discerning about which content we want to consume and which content we don't want to consume. But everyone on TikTok should be able to agree on this. Why can't the government stay out of this? Why can't they stay out of it? They always have to get involved when no one is paying attention to them. And like one brother says here, freedom of speech doesn't exist anymore. I realize that there are certain things that must be curtailed when it comes to freedom of speech. Like the whole fire thing. I get that. But this is something different. You know, they're telling us, well, we're worried about China taking all of our information and doing what with it? What you do with it? You know, what really can China do with information on TikTok? What are they going to do with my profile or your profile? What are they going to really do with it? Other than know what you like to talk about, know what you like to hear, like what any other business does. We have made China our biggest partner in the world. Our government is giving China our data. We are indebted to China. Now, I'm not here supporting China over my own country. I'd never do that. But what I'm saying is, I don't see what the issue is here. You know, putting servers on U.S. land that house the data that comes through TikTok is already there. And again, the government just doesn't want that information shared. Now, to be honest with you, I don't believe TikTok is taking our information and doing anything nefarious. But even if they are, what would they do? What information would they be getting that they don't already have? This is about the fact that, now listen, if we had one party of our government opposing them, if we had one government, if it was just the Republicans or the Democrats, I would have to think about this for a minute and go like, But the fact that the Republicans and the Democrats agree, Gregory, the fact that the Democrats and the Republicans both agree that TikTok should be banned, that should be grounds for pause on the part of us all. That should be, we should be going like, of all the things, of all the simple things that they don't agree on, they want to make TikTok a priority. That should be the grounds for all of us to really take a step back and look at this. I mean, when you think about all the people in America, the shareholders, stockholders, who invested in Facebook and Instagram and Google, all these social media platforms, getting their clocks cleaned by TikTok. So now these people are wondering what those companies are going to do about it. So rather than facing the competition with a better product, they want to use their influence over government officials whose pocket they're in to get them to shut down TikTok. So this is what we're talking about. This is what I'm talking about today. It's not one of my usual Christian rants or messages or anything like that. This is about this whole ban thing, because I think it's important, because very few platforms, and I don't really know of any that allow for this type of an ability to have dialogue, whether it be one way or whether it be two way. You know, I like this. And I agree with you, Gregory, when you say that the control of information is how you keep people corralled. Yeah, and that's the problem. I mean, should we be corralled? Should we be corralled, or should we be able to roam free on social media? I think we should. What does it hurt if I have an opinion? What does it hurt if you have an opinion? What does it hurt if somebody else has an opinion about something? But they want to keep us corralled, and I agree with that. And they do want to treat us like cattle, like Nipsey here is saying. It's ridiculous. I don't really understand this. You know, you had it was okay when people were trying to ban Facebook, or ban people on Facebook, or ban people on this social media platform and that social media platform. It's like those companies are businesses, American businesses. You know, TikTok has an American presence here. I believe in Texas, and I also believe in Orange County, California. So, we gave this country, or I take this back. China gave trademarks to Donald Trump's daughter. That was okay. Saudi Arabia gave billions to Jared Kushner. That was okay. Now, we've been on China. I mean, we've been on TikTok for 2 or 3 years now, and there has been no leak of information that we know about, that we've heard come from other American companies. How many times have we heard in America that there have been privacy failures with these companies' systems, and people's information got out into the public? How many times has that happened in America by an American company? Countless. We have never, to my recollection, have ever heard of, and maybe somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall any time in recent history us discovering that there has been a massive download of American data to another country that wasn't given to them by someone in this country. Like Snowden, for instance. So this is just bewildering. And I agree, David, that the country has gone corrupt, because we talked about in all these recent campaigns, right? That there were that we talked about Russia and how Putin and the oligarchs were influencing all these things going on in America and all this kind of thing. And yet, here we are. We have been doing that since the beginning of the foundation of America. And what I don't understand is, like, for instance, WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a pretty dominant platform that people use. That's Chinese owned. And if that has changed, that's possible. But as far as I remember, WhatsApp was still owned by China. Where is the outrage there? So I just don't understand this whole thing. I mean, no, I take that back. No, I do understand it. It's all about greed and it's power. See, these politicians, if people are getting good information on TikTok that allows them to make informed decisions, then the government and their brand companies and teams that they have who try to figure out through focus groups how to manipulate the American public, then TikTok renders those efforts useless if we can actually get the information that we want to get. There are people that I listen to that I pick for news on TikTok. I haven't watched TV, especially for news, in over 2 years. The only time I've seen the news is if I've been on an airplane and looked at it on the live stream. But other than that, I haven't followed the news at all. Whatever I get off TikTok from quality people that were in the news industry. And like you said, Nipsey, we don't want to have no controlled propaganda. And this is what they want to do. They want to control what we consume, how we consume it, when we consume it, and they want to know everything. What's your color? What's your nationality? How much money do you make? How this and that and the other? All these kind of things. TikTok hasn't. I mean, other than setting up your general profile to start an account, there's not all this other data. There's some. But it's not bombarding you. It's not being thrown in your face nonstop. I can turn on live in a second and be having a conversation like right now. So I don't know what's going on with America. We've lost our way. We really have lost our way as a nation. And I honestly don't see us ever getting back on track. I don't ever see it. I think it goes downhill from here. These people that we see in politics, I've never seen such a low IQ government in American history since I've been alive. I just don't get it. Macho says that TikTok is showing the real stories from around the world and they're losing control over that. Yeah, I totally agree with it. They want to control how we receive information, how we receive things. And as I am continuing to reiterate, I like TikTok. And I'm surprised that I would. I mean, it took my wife to sort of convince me to come on here and convey the things that I want to do because I just had no faith in social media of any type. But then when I got here on TikTok, I ended up loving it. I ended up loving it. People here are able to share ideas. I mean, I've actually learned things on TikTok. I'd like to believe that I taught a few things. But there's a lot of people out there who have great content And I don't think that TikTok intended it this way. You know, the thing is that people were, at first TikTok was all about, women, shaking their rear ends in front of the screen and wearing next to nothing and all that kind of stuff. But I actually don't think that TikTok even intended what TikTok has become. Because people got over all the sexy stuff. Yeah, you still got a lot of that. But the whole sexy thing, the whole, with all the brainless things that people were consumed about. I think that TikTok's, from a China perspective, was thinking about it in this way. Like, we're going to let those Americans just be stupid. While in China, we're going to only put on TikTok that which is educational. But we're going to let those Americans do what they do and get caught up all in entertainment and have all these, exercising all these entertainment things and just trying to do goofy things and silly things and whatever. But that's not what happened. It started out that way. It started off with all these things that are just designed to entertain you and to make you laugh. But then serious people started to get on and talk about serious things. And people got on talking about, real people talking about politics, real people talking about things going on in their country, real people showing live feeds of what's going on with disasters that are taking place all over the world, real people talking about their Christian values, real people talking about their values of their own religions, whatever. Not saying that I agree or whatever, but that's the point. We don't have to on here. There's a lot of real people doing real things, talking about real things, and allowing you an opportunity to comment and understand and to ask for people to elaborate on things. So you have these comment feeds where people are able to respond, and you get negative things, you get great things. I don't mind the trolls. Let them come on there. That's part of life. That's part of life. Let people speak freely. And they allow you to block people. They allow you to mute people. They allow you to moderate people. They allow you to do all these different things. So the tools are in your hand to manage how you want to offer content, and they allow you the ability to manage how you receive content. So, it's I don't know. And I just think that this is a sad state of affairs. And I think that really the only thing that can change this is the way, if we are somehow able to stage, not necessarily a protest, but maybe that's the best word to put it. Like Nipsey asked, what can the people do? That's a good question. But I do know, that on TikTok, we can definitely make sure that we make a statement. Like for me, everybody who is making posts, regardless of posting, everyone that I see of those, I'm reposting. That's one way to start, is let's repost these things. And I can also say that if they take down TikTok, we won't be good. They'll sell it to some company like Facebook or like Google. If you're TikTok, that's a stupid decision. I don't care what this government says. And I would look at getting a VPN if you want to maintain your TikTok accounts. And if I'm TikTok, I would offer up the way to go about getting a VPN and keeping your TikTok account outside of the United States. There are so many ways to go about this and combat this. And, but if I have to be on some social, we can definitely make sure that we make a statement. Like for me, everybody who is making posts, regardless of what their content is about, anybody who's making a post in support of TikTok media platform, where I have to endure all of this garbage coming from the political landscape on either side, I will shut that down too. But there are a lot of smart people on TikTok that I would definitely miss if they took it down. I mean, even people with cooking recipes, even people with fitness programs, even people that talk about, bills that have passed in government. All these things. There's so much that you can learn here from really talented people. And I don't know why, is that TikTok has done a good job at bringing people to one place where it can be exchanged. I mean, having a social media diaspora, or what do you call it, allows the fragmentation prevents the coalescing of ideas in a single place. And so it's just, we'll see what happens. Strategic. I think that it was strategic that both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party agreed on this issue, because they agreed on it so that they can make it appear to us that this is so serious of an issue because they agreed on it. And that it also allows them to keep the playing field level when it comes to politics by getting rid of TikTok. If they can agree to get rid of TikTok and they do it, who do we blame? Because Republican people are still going to vote Republican, Democrats are still going to vote Democrat. So if they agree to take out TikTok, then they level the playing field. So nobody, no one side of government, none of the sides of either side of government doesn't take the big hit against the people who are opposed to this decision. It's brilliant. If you think about it, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. These people are so evil, and it shows up in their craftiness. And this is why I believe I see no hope in anything this world has to offer, in nothing that any man can offer us outside of Christ. That's just me. I don't see any hope coming from any other source other than Christ. That's just my perspective. And many who believe like I do.